My Life, the Director's Cut, James Oppenheimer.
Does it matter which? Oh, this one's on. Okay. This is the most difficult bit. Okay. Test. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. A lot of people are blessed to have a movie made after their lives. My life features 11 movies, but you've never heard of me because the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to convince the world he didn't exist. See if you can spot these movies subtly hidden in this story. It all starts like all good stories should, with me crawling through 500 yards of human excrement, 5 football fields of pee and poop to escape from Shawshank Prison. I got out, I came to a road. There were no cars on the road. I was looking for something. And out of nowhere, there was a bolt of lightning and a DeLorean pulled in. And this guy jumped out and said, "Marty, get in the car. We're going back to the future." That was creepy. I gave him the benefit of the doubt and asked him, how far down the road are we going to go? He said, "Roads, where we're going, you don't need roads." Well, that was a major red flag, so I started running in the opposite direction. And I ran, and I was just running. For no particular reason, I just kept running. Joined a group of people, and we just kept on running. The guy who was in charge, who was at the head of the line, he was nice. He was wearing a t-shirt that said, "Shit happens." He kept saying things like, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." And he was nice enough, so I kept running, and we were going from coast to coast. Eventually, we ended up in Philadelphia. Stopped off in Philadelphia. I let them keep going. I was a bit tired. Met up with a friend of mine who said he could get me a date with Apollo. I thought, I'm going to fight Apollo Creed, the world heavyweight champion. It's going to be so much fun. But I realized I need to get ready for a fight. There were 2 things I needed to do. The first thing was to learn how to fight. So I joined the first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. That's also the second rule. The other thing I did was I did some more running, punched a few dead carcasses of animals, and I ran up this big flight of steps. And as I was running up, there were kids running around me. I heard music playing. I got to the top, felt like the champion, and I was ready for the fight. So I was ready, my big day with Apollo Creed. I got there, and there was a mix-up. I was not fighting Apollo Creed. I was on the Apollo 13 space mission. Before I could say anything, I was in a rocket, I was up in space. And it was so peaceful, and it was tranquil, it was quiet, until I heard those immortal words, "Houston, we have a problem." Now, I have enough problems of my own. I don't need other people's problems. So I was out of there. Peace out, Girl Scout. Made a quick phone call to my friends Han and Chewie, and they whizzed in on the Millennium Falcon, picked me up, and took me away. I said, "Okay, hi boys," high-fived them both, said, "Where are we going?" They said, "We're going to a galaxy far, far away to meet a green guy named Yoda." That didn't sound like anything I wanted to do. So I said, "Can you drop me off on Earth?" They said, "Absolutely," and dumped me on a desert island. The only thing there was a volleyball named Wilson. That was not the most fun either, so I thought, I've got to get off this island. Started walking, looking for somewhere, and as I went around the corner, there was the most magnificent ship you have ever seen. It was beautiful, huge, it was almost unsinkable. I thought, I got to get on that ship. So I played a bit of cards and got myself a ticket onto the Titanic. Got on the ship and we had a great time. We sang, we danced. I met this cool girl named Rose. She let me paint her while she lay there naked. That was fun. I felt like the king of the world. And then we hit an iceberg. And down went the ship. And I had no choice but to swim. So I started swimming, and this little blue fish called Dory came up to next to me and said, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So I swam, and I swam all my way back to shore. And I ran into, so I was a little hurt. I was kind of like a cripple. I was walking along like this. And I limped into the police station and sat down and told them every word of what happened. And they were very grateful for that. And after a few hours, they let me go. And I walked off into the distance. And slowly, my limp turned into a normal walk. And I sat down in the cab and told the cab driver my name. A myth, a spook story that criminals tell their children at night. My name was Kaiser Sose. And just like that, poof, I'm gone. Thank you. Oh, yeah.